Some places stay with you long after you've left. They settle in your memory like the imprint of waves and sand, fading slightly with time, but never truly disappearing. For me, Quảng Ninh is one of those places. It's not my hometown, yet it feels as familiar as one. Here, between the towering limestone pillars of Hạ Long Bay and the mist-shrouded peaks of Yên Tử, I've collected moments that feel less like travel memories and more like pieces of myself. I first saw Hạ Long Bay when I was just a kid, tagging along on one of my dad's work trips. I didn't know much about world wonders back then, but I remember how my breath caught in my throat when the boat rounded that first bend. Suddenly, the sea was filled with these impossible ships, like giants had scattered their teeth across the water. The air smelled like salt and diesel, and the cries of seagulls tangled with the boat engine's steady hum. We enjoyed seafood, and it just so fresh that it made me feel like I was tasting the ocean. Plum shrimp, sweet clams, squid grilled right on the dock, its edges scraping over charcoal. I'd never tasted anything so alive. There were thrill rides too, parasailing and jet skiing. Unfortunately, I was too small to ride alone, but watching others made my heart race with excitement. It awakened all my senses, the laughter, the sea breeze, and the thrill. But not everything went perfectly. There was one memory I'll never forget. While swimming, I lost my favorite skirt, a birthday gift. A sneaky wave just carried it away, and I cried a lot. I was devastated at that time, but life has its ways. When I got home, my mom surprised me with an identical one for no occasion, just love. And I was super surprised. And I just thought maybe the things we truly treasure will never really leave us. It will stay with us in any form that we may not imagine away. Although the shirt does not fit me anymore, I still keep it for years until now, because there are some kindnesses attached to the memories that I will cherish forever. Like this, when I see the shirt, it will definitely remind me of Hạ Long Bay and all the experience that I have had there. Many years later in high school, we studied a poem that mentioned Hòn Chồng Mãi, or the kissing rocks in English. It is considered to be the soul of the Hạ Long Bay, and after reading it, I was like instantly transported back to that boat ride, seeing those rock formations firsthand. The sun turned the cliffs gold at dusk. It made literature feel alive and made me long to experience more of what I learned in real life. At that moment, I realized places aren't just places. They're the stories we carry long after we've left. If Hạ Long Bay was where I discovered the wonder, Yên Tử became where I learned to listen to silence. The spring I turned 15, I climbed Yên Tử. It was April, the air thick with the scent of rain-wet earth and incense. I wasn't just there for the views, though they were breathtaking. I was there to ask for luck, or maybe courage. High school exams loomed, and my mind felt as tangled as the roots snaking across the path. You can take the cable car, but I wanted to walk. 6 kilometers doesn't sound like much, but every step upward felt like shedding something heavy. The higher I climbed, the quieter the world became. I remember the sound of the temple's bells, gentle, echoing through the forest. The architecture here feels grown, not built. Wooden beams polished smooth by the centuries of hands, everything curved to cradle the mountain's breath. The architecture doesn't impose, it actually converses. Layered roofs curving like phoenix wings, and weathered limestones blending into the mountain. Even the incense smoke seemed part of some ancient dialogue between the earth and sky. When I finally reached the peak, my legs trembling and shirt soaked through, the world fell away. At the summit, inside Chùa Đồng, I lit a stick of sandalwood incense. The smoke curled upward, and for the first time in months, my mind was still. Inside the temple, the air smelled of beeswax and old bronze. Well, I didn't pray for a specific score, just that whatever happened, I'd fight my way. And when my acceptance letter came months later after I completed the high school entrance exams, I thought of that moment, how the wind had tasted like pine and possibility. Quảng Ninh isn't where I'm from, but it's where I learned how travel can shape my soul. How a lost shirt can become a reminder of love, how a mountain path can feel like walking through time. These places, they're not just dots on a map, they're where the world pressed its fingertips gently against my life, leaving marks I'll always recognize.